What is up, Cahir Club? And welcome back to another CahirLIVE live stream. How goes it? I hope everybody's had a great start to their week. It is Monday. Boo. But I forgot to pop out stream chat. That's the real but, actually. But yeah, hello Brugger and hello James as well. Hello Kepler, how goes it? I hope you've been well also. But yeah, James has a fun fact to start the stream off with. Apparently in Gen 3 and after, if you have a suction cups or stick out Pokemon as your lead, you get more fishing encounters. I did know that, because I did a lot of chain fishing in Gen 6. You want to get like an Inkay, and that Pokemon can be knocked out and it'll still work. You'll still get all the suction cups if it's been knocked out. So the best way to chain fish is get a low level Inkay, get it knocked out, so you can have your big catch Pokemon up next, and it all goes smoothly. Also, in X and Y and Auras, if you fish in a corner, you're more likely to get encounters. Been going good? Hell yeah, glad to hear it. But yeah, today we're back with our shiny Minccino hunt. Of course, 2 weeks ago when we started this hunt, we got a decent length into the hunt. We probably won't get it today though, I'm going to be real. I think we should just hop right into it. I'm not going to be under any disillusionment. I'm not going to expect this thing. I mean, even after we get into the 4K range, but I really doubt we'll get it before then. As nice as it would be, always good to be realistic with this. Alright. Just let me move some things around. Okay. You hope they make Gen 5 remakes. Honestly, my big issue with Gen 5 remakes is the idea they might be like BDSP. Like outsourced messes. So I'm not as enthusiastic. I'll be excited for Gen 5 remakes if I see them, and they're good. They, have been given enough time. Also, funny story, you know how you've been doing the challenge mode in Blaze Black 2 Redux? I do. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong, but, my brain sees the X there. Redux. Obviously. You just want a good soft reset starter hunt. I mean, do you not have any of the DS games then? Could you not do it on the OGs? But that's fair, there are... Starter soft resets, like, went downhill very quick after Gen 6. Gen 7 was, like, long at the beginning. Then in the remakes it was quicker. Not remakes, Usums. Bad odds. I don't know, I think bad odds are, like, it makes it more of an achievement when you get it, you know? It's interesting to hear someone who's always grown up with the new odds, though. Yeah, like, your first games were Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, right? So you've never had to, like... Well, you've not been, like, a new game contending with, like, the original odds. A lot of people who grew up with Diamond, Pearl, and Black and White are very against it, which I find interesting. That you're actively unwilling to hunt in games with the higher odds. You beat the Elite Four, and you decided you'd give yourself the shiny charm to hunt the legendaries. You started with Cobalion. First encounter. At 3 and 512. That is still impressive all the same. Congrats. Felix, hello, how goes it? I hope your week's been going well so far. Hope it's gotten off to a good start. Apparently I have been on Top Chat. So if I've missed any messages, I am apologetic for that. Hopefully not, but you know how the tubes be. I did verify my age recently though, so hopefully I can see all the curses in the chat now. Hopefully that's a thing that I am able to be a part of now that YouTube knows that I am in fact an adult. Testing bad words. Poopy head. Kepler, I appreciate that you want to see if I can see the bad words, but, like, I think that's a bit too far. Stupid. Kepler, if you keep this up, I'm gonna have to ban you. I'm sorry, but, like... There's a line? You have blasted past it. Like, my feelings are quite hurt now. Not again, please. It's a warning. You're down a strike. You thought this was a classy stream. It was meant to be. It was meant to be. But Kepler clearly... Unbelievable. Didn't know you were a sailor, Kepler. This is entertainment. Alright. But yeah, welcome to the stream, Melon. I hope your week's gotten off to a good start. I think you said you sail boats while watching the stream all. I mean, I know you fly planes, which is kind of like sailing a boat, if instead of a boat, it wasn't a boat, and it was a plane instead. Oh, this is a classy stream? Where's the classroom teacher? It's me. I'm the classroom teacher. And, everybody get your books out and turn to page 21. Because today we are learning about balls. Balls. We're learning about balls. They're round. Class dismissed. 765, that's your guess. That would be very impressive if you're right. And I don't just mean the fact that, it'd be good if you were, like, it'd be impressive to guess the correct thing. But, additionally, that would be very early. That is, under 10% odds. So, what's the best shiny method for you to use this holiday? SOS. In fact, no, DexNav. You're gonna guess 2023. Yo, that's like the year. That's crazy. You guessed 555. I'm gonna be honest, you guys are lowballing. I don't think we're gonna find it before any of those answers. My guess is 11,028. That's my guess. Missy's also put her guess in. I'm not sure if you guys heard. Alright, fine. In honor of Tears of the Kingdom, you'll vote 10,106 years. Honestly, that time span really, like, takes me out of it with Tears of the Kingdom. Because, like, okay, so the Zonai Kingdom was before that. You know? It was over 10,000 years ago. Let's assume it takes Ganondorf 10,000 years to unleash Calamity Ganon. Even though it sounds like Hyrule knows what Calamity Ganon is by the time the Sheikah made the Divine Beasts. So that's at least like 20,000 years ago. Which means other Zelda games took place before then. And clearly a while before then, because Hyrule had been disbanded. So, like, I'm baffled. Greed, hello, how goes it? I hope your week's gotten off to a good start. But sir, the Magpie hasn't been orange, and you've been... Iking? For it. Hunting for it. Ever since your dad left us. For the waitress at Nando's. Oh no! Have you considered making it shine? Is it actually confirmed to be 6 years between Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom? Or is that just, like, fan headcanon? Because, of the actual length between the games. Where was Zelda in Breath of the Wild 2? Could have helped themselves. Although, if I'm putting things together correctly, I'm not sure she's in much of a state to help. But don't mention any more. Because I'm sure some people haven't played yet and haven't been spoiled. Nor do I know what's going on fully. I just am making a very educated guess that at this point I'm pretty sure is right. Emily, hello, how goes it? I hope your week's gotten off to a good start. A lot of people here I was going to say this morning, it's not this morning. I was thinking this morning because it's like the start of the week. But it's not the morning. It is fundamentally evening time. Crazy how, like, I'm very used to BDSP and Scarlet Violet encounters. Which means this feels very weird given how quick the encounters are. Like, to be going up so quick. Like, why am I resetting the title screen? This Minccino can be shiny and I'm hunting for it. I can't catch it if it is. I'm just going for bragging rights. Because who doesn't love a good brag? Alright. But yeah, I'm going crazy at the moment because yeah, I've put together a theory about what's going on in Tears of the Kingdom. What's going on with Zelda in Tears of the Kingdom. And at this point, I'm like mostly sure I'm right. I just picked up the Master Sword. I'm not gonna like say my theory as to not spoil people, but I've just picked up the Master Sword and things are starting to line up awfully well for it to not be the case. And I'm worried I'm gonna get spoiled on the answer before I find out in the game. Because I'd rather develop a theory and get the answer in the game than develop a theory and get the answer from a Twitter thread that has been forced in front of my eyes. You know? I guess this goes back to what I was saying the other stream about how I hate getting spoiled about things that I fundamentally already know, but I've not been, like, explicitly told yet. You're just frustrated that it seems like everyone but you managed to play the game without seeing everything. Yeah, no, that does not seem fun. I'm sorry that you got spoiled so badly. That sucks big time. What's it called? I don't know, I'm surprised. I'm not, like, slicing. But I'm surprised that you did. Because I was thinking it myself, and, like, most of what I've seen, spoiler-wise, other than, like, 1 or 2 actual bits of information, has been, like, armor sets. And everybody torturing Koroks. Or making weird devices. Like, I saw a fish catcher earlier, and that wasn't really a spoiler, because of the point of the game I'm at, but I'm definitely going to build it. Although, what is spoilery about most of those clips is just the fact that, what was it called? The outfits. It's outfits. Alright. You're watching the meme devices and YouTube recommended decided to show you lore. Ah, makes sense. Yeah, I'm getting a bit about it all because I'm starting to get recommendations for Zelda stuff on my YouTube. I should probably, because I have been watching a few videos, I should probably just say, hey, stop recommending me this content. Don't do that anymore. No. I think that that button is very much your friend in the grand scheme of things. That plus people in another server pinging with all spoilers, including your theory before you even knew about the new one. Wait, what do you mean the... As in... Okay. Yeah. Braining. 3 in Breath of the Wild and 5 in Tears of the Kingdom. Don't want to say more. There is not 5? There's a 5th? Unless... No. You're talking about what I think you are. Don't worry about it, because, like, I've not seen it. That's not, like, a spoiler that tells me anything other than, like, bafflement about it. Because, like, this thing that you've mentioned, I don't even know there was. Hell, You hate seeing spoilers or leaks because it ruins the excitement. Again, like, I don't think that's actually spoiled anything for me. Like... I mean, it kind of has, but, like, don't worry about it. There are worse spoilers to get. It's the kind of spoiler that adds more intrigue to the events of the game, rather than, like, completely revealing a core mystery or something. You hate seeing spoilers or leaks, it ruins the excitement. No, yeah, I get that. I got spoiled on, Team Skull and Lusamine in the week between Sun and Moon's launch in, like, America and Sun and Moon's launch in Europe, and I fucking hated that. If it's just a small spoiler, then you're fine. If it's not a big leak... No, yeah, exactly. Like, I'm fine with, like, a small thing with, like... I guess it very much does depend on the game, but, like, with Tears of the Kingdom, I've accepted at this point that I'm probably going to get a few spoilers here or there. So, like, while I'm kind of miffed about the outfits being spoiled, like, not much to do about that. And fundamentally, I've still found out a lot of shit on my own, which I'm still happy with. Like, there are some quest lines and shit that I've, been able to do that's been good. And it's nice, like, finding that shit out myself. But again, like, I was going into it expecting spoilers. So, like, while I was kind of bummed to see, like, Pure is now an adult, fundamentally, it wasn't the biggest spoiler. Which is good, because, goddamn, everybody on the internet got so down bad for her so fast. Like, it was concerning. Like, a few days went by and I'd seen, like, a few just screenshots of her being like, holy, wow. And then, like, a few days later, all of a sudden, like, I couldn't look on any app without seeing, like, art of her. I'm just hoping once spoilers die down, we get to see more art of Minoru, because she's my favorite. I like Minoru a lot. But it's funny because... So... I've now beaten the second dungeon of the game. 3 counting Hyrule Castle. They make cars look faster though. Actually, so true. You were spitting right now. But yeah, I'm about halfway through the game in the fact that, like, I've beaten 2 of the temples. Technically, I'm further, but I've just picked up the Master Sword, and, I have 15 hearts and 2 full stamina wheels. No upgraded clothing, because apparently you need to go to Hebra to even start to be able to do that. You got to go, sadly, but good luck with the shiny. If you want a game where the community are not complete arseholes about spoilers, by the way, you'd recommend Outer Wilds and its DLC someday. I've heard a lot of good stuff about Outer Wilds, so maybe, but I'm not too hard on money at the moment, so... But I hope you have a great rest of your day, Kepler. Thanks for stopping by. And PokeMMO starts on Wednesday, by the way, if you're free then. We'll be doing Kanto, so if anybody wants to join in our journey through Kanto, I'd highly recommend it. It'll be very fun. PokeMMO slaps. And it is free to download. So if you want to join in, I'll be battling people as I go through Kanto. So we'll be good, we'll be good. Alright. But yeah, that's like the issue with, how do I describe it? Phenomenon games? I don't know, it's like, games that end up taking the internet by storm when they come out, like Breath of the Wild, Elden Ring, and stuff like that. That like once they release, the whole internet goes like hog wild for them. It means like no matter what rock you're looking under, there are going to be some people who like are going to speak a spoiler or something. I guess same applies to movies as well. Can't remember if I actually got spoiled on Endgame at all when it came out, but I know a lot of people were. Oh, I got spoiled on Infinity War. I remember. Because a bunch of people were talking about it in front of me. And, they were talking and one of them was like, well, Spider-Man dies, but that doesn't make any sense, so I don't believe it. So, Spider-Man died. I can't remember if I just straight up knew Thanos had won. No, I think all I knew was Spider-Man died, and I was waiting for Spider-Man to die the whole thing. I was sitting there waiting every second for Spider-Man to just, like, get shot in the back of the head or something. And then, of course, it ended in, like, the biggest unexpected ending, I guess? Like, I don't think anyone expected them to lose quite that badly. Like, say what you want to about the MCU. I won't slate. I understand its flaws, even though I'm still into some of it. But I think, like, Infinity War having them lose like that was a really ballsy but really good move on the director's part. Because it genuinely just comes from nowhere. You don't expect it. You might AFK, but good luck with the catching the uncatchable shiny. Thank you, Emily. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And have fun AFKing. Someone wrote the Iron Man spoiler on a whiteboard at your school, like, the day after Endgame came out. What the fuck? That's so mean. Oh, no, that's the issue. Some people just get, like, that kick out of upsetting people. Which is just not nice. You probably hear me spamming as much as I am now, I think about it on this keyboard. I mean, I'm not on a keyboard. No. Not at all. I have a 3DS capture card. Yep. Definitely. You never plan to watch it, but still a big memory. That's understandable. That's good at least. At least you weren't being spoiled. But I feel bad for the people who probably were. Again, phenomenon movie. It'll be interesting to see if Marvel ever managed to do something like that again. Like, because Endgame and Infinity War were huge in terms of, like, being in, like, pieces of media. I feel like, there haven't really been many movies similar to it in that scope since. If that makes sense. Like, I'll be interested to see, like, if that does happen again this decade. I guess Avatar, kind of. You know what? Yeah, no, I think Avatar does fall into that, maybe? I'm not sure. Because while a lot of people went to see Way of Water, obviously, like, it never felt as big as Endgame. Because it felt like people's discussion on it at most was, yeah, that looked good. Anyway, you know? Like, it was like a quick touch upon it and then moving on. Like, it was interesting because I saw someone, like, do a long-ass video essay. As in, I watched the video essay on why Avatar was a good film, like the original one. And they, like, laid it all out. And, like, on paper, yeah, no, it did seem like a solid film. But fundamentally, what you can't ignore about the film is coming away from it, people weren't talking about the plot, you know? People weren't talking about the quality of the film. They were talking about the quality of the graphics. Sorry, not the quality of the script, but the quality of, like, the animation, the graphics. What it achieved technically was what everyone was impressed with. Not at all the plot. And that's why I don't think it's, like, fundamentally a good story, because no one cares about its story. And I feel like if it were a good story, more people would care about it, if that makes sense. Because, like, fundamentally, I think with media, the goal should be to, like, speak to people, you know? Make a story that speaks to people. And if people never speak about the story, that means it never really spoke to them, if that makes sense. Like, think about, like, media that is popular, that, like, people do like to some degree. It's not just, oh, the animation was really good, the graphics were really good. No. It's actual, like, conversation about the quality or events of the story. You know? After Infinity War came out, everyone was talking about, like, Thanos and his motivations and his goals. Because he was a compelling villain. Because while what he was doing was fundamentally irredeemable, what he was after was fundamentally a bad thing, he had such a strong belief in it that he even managed to convince people that he was right. Well, I guess, like, the writers managed to convince people that he was right. obviously that shouldn't be the case. Thanos was not right. But the conversation buzzed around him and his goals and his ideals. Avatar, like, when people talk about Avatar, they always talk about how the quality of the writing is great for a kid's show, and they always talk about the character arcs and stuff. I said Avatar, I mean the other Avatar, the good Avatar, with the bald guy. But yeah, people are always, like, raving about Zuko's redemption. Or Iroh, or Aang's growth. You only realised those were two different things like a year ago. No! Avatar's great, as in The Last Airbender. I'd really recommend it. Stay on board with me here. This first season is good, but it's not as great as the rest of the show. I wouldn't really say you have to drag yourself through it or anything, but you assume whenever someone mentioned Avatar, they meant the Aang one. Okay, good. You know what? The James Cameron Avatar is a much better one to forget about. I apologize for assuming otherwise. I just thought the one you were aware of was the highest grossing film of all time. Because of exposure they have in comparison to each other. But yeah, I think that while you can argue with, like, solid writing points and, like, get down to the plot of what Avatar's about in arguing that it's a good film, I fundamentally don't think you can say that it does have an objectively good story rather than a story you liked. I mean, that can't be an objectively good story. I don't believe that's a thing. But the closest it can get to being objectively good or objectively bad is in the subjectivity of the public. And the subjectivity of the public clearly shows that they weren't interested in the story, you know? They didn't remember anything about the story. And while I do like the whole, like, name one character in Avatar joke, I don't think that that fundamentally does inform the quality of the story, because there's a lot of good media that you forget the names of the main characters in, because, I mean, naming characters is fundamentally an art. I'm guessing that's why Marvel always use, like, alliteration, because if you make someone's name alliterative, then you'll remember it easier. Like, you knew vaguely of those blue alien guys, but you didn't know it was called that. Ah, understandable. An R? Isn't, like, a character from Avatar? I know the name of the main character now. I think I knew it going into the film, but, like, it's Jake Sully, because they made, like, a plot point of it, him being like, Sullies stick together. And part of me fully believes that's because James Cameron saw the criticism of everyone saying that they couldn't remember the main characters' names. When you said naming as R, did I cut out or something? I was wait, did I actually... Naming's like... Oh, an art. An art. Accent. Naming is an art. I just didn't say the T. Because I'm British. God. Yeah, no. Naming is an art. Because if you want to make a character with a memorable name, like, I think that there's stuff to do to, like, make sure that's achievable, you know? Like, Peter Parker, memorable name, because Peter is, what was it called? Peter's, like, a very common name, and then Parker, alliteration, Peter Parker. Rob, hello! How goes it? You've just woken up and drinking? Ah, understandable. Yeah, hopefully we do. I'm not expecting it this stream, though. You're British? Ah, hell yeah. Wait, okay, so I don't know if Rabbit Thor's still here, but Felix is British, Rob's British. A lot of my, like, community is British. And I find that funny. Is like, and even when you, like, step outside of that, like, the British people, Brugger's from somewhere in Europe. I guess we can call ourselves the British Cahirs. The Cabrits. CA Brits. Cabrits. Don't call yourself that. People will start using it as discriminatory. Wait, no, do. Because then people wonder where that's coming from when it spreads outside our community. And then they'll come to my streams because of it. That name is Art. Let's do it, but first let you get a cup of tea. I'm starting to become a tea drinker, which is terrifying. Like, I was never that big. Like, I was big on tea when I was younger. And then I kind of, like, fell off on tea. I didn't drink tea as much. But, like, recently, if I'm being offered a cup of tea, 9 out of 10 times, I'll take it. I'll take that cup of tea. It's horrifying to see what I'm becoming. Right. I'm going to take a drink quickly, not of tea, of water. Alright, you guys will make sure you're staying hydrated as well with tea or anything, any liquid, any fluid. Just make sure you're staying hydrated. But yeah, Rob, you know, there's no need to keep my team secret. I was hoping to use a Magmortar in PokeMMO, but apparently Magmar breed into Magby. So I'm not sure how effective that plan will be. Because I was hoping to use Magmortar, because Rob will be using Rainer again at the start of the game. And the big issue with the start of the game battles is Rob has Rainer, so he's going to sweep your team. If you don't have anything to counter it. Might have to go back to the drawing board on that one. Right. You may be a competitive Pokemon nerd, but you're also a comedian, drinks a cup of tea. Melon, I'm gonna be honest, you've got to pick a struggle. You can't have all three. You got to pick one. It's unfair. Alright. Now? Now we're cutting out? Okay. Oh, it's not shuffled. Shit. I may have added some new songs to the playlist. They'll hopefully come on sooner rather than later, which will be very cool. Just sometimes I remember, oh shit, I wanted to update the playlist, and I update the playlist. Most of the time I forget, but occasionally I remember. Oh, I just realized. How long has that been there? I hope not long. There we go. Yeah, that was, the music tab in the background there. You noticed it like a millisecond before I pointed it out. Okay, I'm guessing it wasn't that long then. I'm guessing it only showed up, when I continued playing the music. Because it noticed that the tab was open. Right. But yeah, good. I spotted it quickly. I mean, it wasn't really showing anything. It was just the thumbnail of the song, and I don't think there are any weird thumbnails in there, because it's just video game music. Because I know that generally doesn't get you issued a copyright strike. Yeah, a lot of people use video game music in their stuff. What was it? What was it, like cartoon YouTubers or something? I can't remember which group of YouTubers was stereotyped as using Nintendo music, like Animal Crossing and stuff, in all of their videos. The joke was they always used Animal Crossing music, but like they never played it. You saw Marlon in the thumbnail. That's pretty weird. Why is Marlon weird? Loved that guy. I like that they got rid of the fire, grass, water gym leaders to replace them with one water gym leader. I find that funny. That's a thought. What are the final gym leader types in regions? So, Gen 1 is ground, Gen 2 is dragon, which makes sense. Gen 3 is what? Water? Yeah. Gen 4 is electric. Gen 5 is dragon again, and then water again. Gen 6 is ice. Gen 7 is ground or fairy. In considering... Oh, wait, no, dragon or fairy. Komo is the final trial in Sun and Moon. And then... What's it called? No brains. Yeah, Mina's the final trial in Usam. Gala is dragon again. Noticing a common trend here. And then Ice again, Scarlet Violet, if you go in order of their levels. Grusha's the highest level of the gym leaders. So, like, actually a decent mix, other than, I think, a quarter of them being dragon type. That took you a while. We'll hope the Magmortar works out. You've not prepared at all, so it'll be interesting. I think I might still try to use it. It's just the issue is just what I'm going to do about Reina before that happens. Yeah. Because, like, I've got plans on how I'm going to run the Magmortar. I've also realized that, I've got an Alpha Quagsire, so I might try to get another Alpha Quagsire and breed an Alpha Wooper to use, which I think would be pretty fun. Because Quagsire is cool. And who wouldn't like the return of Strunk? Gotta have, like, a good counter to grass types, though, in that case. Because a water ground type looking at a grass type the wrong way results in it exploding. Ah yes, Magmortar, the original Forgotten Mega Man Pokemon. That is true, isn't it? I didn't consider that. Everyone's like going apeshit over Armor Rouge and Serial Edge, but Magmortar's been there the whole time. Unbelievable how our king's been overlooked. Alright. I find the fact that that message... No, I find that message funny. Because, we've not started the game yet, but it's still giving us this save file's been corrupted message. Like, we've not been past this screen, but the save file has been corrupted, by the way. What will be interesting is you haven't got one yet. You'll be on your mates tomorrow, so you'll try and prepare till then. That's understandable. I'll try to do some preparation tonight, but I picked a bad time to get Tears of the Kingdom. I should have just waited till my birthday. Like, I shouldn't have. I should have. Because my attention is not going to be enough on, like, you know, a game that I should probably be sinking more time into than, like, no time at all, you know? Especially if I'm going to be battling people. But we'll find out, eh? But yeah, after stream I'll probably do a bit of, bit more grinding. Honestly, at the moment, I'm just grinding up money. I probably need to get, like, a better money grinding way than, my current plan, which is take the Everstones from Geodude and sell them on the GTL. Like, I taught my Simmy poor thief, and I've been running around in Orberg Mine stealing Everstones from Geodude. Oh, wait, aren't they more common the higher levels you get? I think they might be. Maybe I'll go somewhere else to try. So I figured that might get me some good money. Alright. You better get back as you've just woken up. Have a good one, guys. Understandable, Rob. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Would buy an Everstone. They're completely useless. Unless you don't want a Shaking for obvious reasons. They're useful for breeding. If you breed a Pokemon with an Everstone, it keeps the nature. And in PokeMMO, breeding 2 Pokemon will consume the Everstone. So a lot of Everstones are kind of needed for breeding. So they are actually rather useful, high-quality items. Alright. Slacking, not shaking. I was wondering what you meant by that. I just thought you meant, like, unless you don't want a Pokemon to evolve. Also useful for Krogunk. Because why would you want Krogunk to evolve, huh? Who would evolve their Krogunk? A monster, that's who. Unbelievable. Just remembered people evolve their Krogunk. Despicable. You would evolve your Krogunk? Gross. Ew. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Just disappointed. Anyway. Alright. I need to get better at my stream notes. For, like, things to talk about on stream. Like, there was a period of time when, like, I did fill that thing up. But, like, I've just not been filling it up as much recently, and it's not that great. It's a useful thing to have around. I don't know if anyone here is planning on becoming a streamer. But, like, a good thing of notes. Always useful to have around. Anyway, on a totally unrelated note, I'm not sure if you guys have, like, seen this guy's videos. I think one went viral recently when he pretended to be, like, a therapist. Like, complaining about, like, how his clients were stupid or something. I can't quite remember exactly what it was. But it was like a supposed TikTok of a therapist. I don't know if he's actually a therapist. Or what, but, like, he was, he was pretending to, like, shit-talk his clients, and then he released, like, an apology video later on that was really badly done. But that guy, his whole account is full of just awful advice. Clearly, like, parody. Clearly he doesn't mean it. But, like, it's shit like... what was the exact example that he used? I can't remember what it was, but it was like... If you... Oh wait, no, I remember a different one. Buy a pair of earrings. Then... Always loses context through transitioning between apps. Definitely. No, yeah, I found it funny to see it circulating. Be like, this guy isn't for real. This guy's fucking around. He's probably loving this. But yeah, like, it was buy a pair of earrings and start a phone conversation with yourself with your number. Pretend to, like, take a picture of them at not your house, not on one of your counters, not on one of your desks. Take a picture of one of them, and then hide the other one in your bathroom. Then, when your partner finds it and is like, whose earring is this? This isn't one of mine. Whose is this? Is there something you've not been telling me? Like, they'll be getting, like, torn up about that. But then, you show them the text conversation that you've had with yourself, and be like, oh no, look, it's my mother. It's hers, she's lost it. And because, like, an argument happened, but it wasn't an actual argument, it'll make the relationship healthier. I think was like the point. Like, create false conflict that's easily resolved, so there isn't real conflict. And just for anybody on the fence, that's not good advice. But I bet there are some people on the fence who've seen that, implemented his advice, and ruined relationships over it. Because, like, there's so much of that shit on his account. It's so funny, because you're always watching like, oh god, that's horrible. But you just have to wonder, do you think people are actually trying this? Like, I wonder if he actually is a therapist, or at least, like, a psychiatrist, or something to do with, like, psychology. Like, has a degree with, like, something to do with psychology. Because he, like, is good at this stuff. He's good at, like, suggesting ways to manipulate people. It's just the issue is he is putting ways to manipulate people online. I can't remember what one of them was, but it was something like, if you suspect your partner's cheating and you have their name, like, the name of, like, the person you think they're cheating on you with, like, get something with their name on it. I think it was, like, a name tag or something. And, like, drop it by the curb on the way to your house. And then if it's gone, like, a few days later, then that means your partner probably saw it, picked it up, and hidden it. If it's not there, that means that, like, at the least, it's not that person that they're cheating on you with. Again, good grief. Horrible, horrible stuff. But I could see some people being like, man, they kind of got a point there. You gotta, and then, like, ruining their relationship with it. To be honest, you're not surprised. Humanity is unique and stupid. I don't know, I don't agree with takes like that. I think some people can be very nasty, but I think even the nastiest people have the capability for good. Which I think kind of shows that it's almost as if humanity isn't morally good or bad as a nature, and trying to assign such won't really get you anywhere. Some people are good, some people are bad. Some people are somewhere in between. Because we're all human. It's just how it works. And I'm not using that to, like, justify misdeeds or anything. It's just sometimes people are just like, humanity's awful. And it's like, or just try to start, like, the whole, oh, humans are, like, morally bad as nature. Like, no. I think, like, the whole a human's good or bad argument just discounts the fact that things aren't black and white. And yeah, some people can be pretty damn evil. Can be extremely malicious and, like, awful, horrible people. And then some people can be just good as gold. Really good to be around, always trying to, like, further improvement for others. But, like, that's not proof that humanity's good or bad. Humanity's neither. Each person is different. Hello, you assume the rat did not spark yet? No, it did not. We're on 381, Alex, out of the odds of 8,000. I don't think we're getting this thing for a while. And if we do, I'm going to bounce off the walls. It's not always black and white, but your heart always knows before. That is so true! Alright. Your early childhood was not great. I mean, that's fair. Obviously, like, everyone's experiences will taint their opinions of, like, if humans are good or bad or not. But I think to, like, try to view an entire race of sentient people as good or bad is trying to, like, trivialize the human experience. When I say race, I mean the human race, to be clear. It's not always black and white. Sometimes it's black and white, too, or even X and Y. That is true. That is true. That was a reference for the other 8 people in the world who enjoyed the black and white Season 14 anime. I keep on thinking maybe I should rewatch it. But I've not finished rewatching Diamond and Pearl yet. So... You don't, everyone is the same? Is there like a thinking now, or are you saying everyone's the same? Alright. Black and white was cool. Iris is pretty cool. Yeah, Iris is slept upon, honestly. People always like slate Iris, but she was a good companion. It's nice to have like what was it called? Have like the token girl companion be interested in battling and becoming better as a trainer instead of trying to be the best in like the contests. Like, I liked that the contests gave Dawn and May like a goal and everything. Like, don't get me wrong, I really liked that part of it. And obviously Misty came first, and she was a gym leader. But it was nice to like then have them break the formula. Although I can't deny that maybe I guess I can't remember how much Iris actually like had to do on her own arcs in comparison. You forgot to add the thing. It was meant to say you don't think everyone's the same. Yeah, exactly. Also, fun fact, the green-haired guy gym leader in Italian is named Spaghetto. I feel like I've fallen into a trap. Interesting, because I'd assume they would have Silent in Italy. Or is, like, the 3 of them named after, like, a different food-based pun, instead of just naming them all after, herbs? No, well, yeah, no. But you tried to get me to, like, say his name. You're like, I'm interested to see how you say his name. So, I was saying the trap as in, because I was probably going to butcher the pronunciation. As some monolingual Englishman probably is bound to. You started your Violet Nuzlocke and lost your starters to the bad stock. No! That leaves Stuart the Flamingo as the starter. I'm sure Stuart the Flamingo will do great. Oh yeah, that was your point, but I did it decently. You love to see it. You love to see it. But yeah, I let's give a round of applause. So, like, apparently the black and white anime was meant to go in a completely different direction from the way it went. And there was going to be a huge, like, arc in Route 4, like, around Desert Resort, involving Team Rocket having a clash with Team Plasma. And Giovanni was going to be there at that point. But it was scrapped, and I don't know if they lost the, like, footage due to the earthquake, or if because of the earthquake they felt parts of the plotline would be insensitive. But they completely reworked the whole arc. Just redid the whole thing. And, like, I just genuinely wonder what the black and white anime would have been like if it had done that. because people's opinion of that show of like Black and White is probably the lowest. People always are like, it's funny how the best games, Black and White, had the worst anime, and then the worst games, X and Y, had the best anime. And I hope we've all matured to a point where we realise XY wasn't the best at all. Now you're battling the girl Twitch streamer. I know, she's a YouTube streamer. She talks about, well, I guess... I feel like she's probably based on a YouTube streamer. I feel like YouTube is a bigger thing in Japan, with streaming. With Ultra on the Mud Bray, hell yeah. Because what doesn't kill you just makes you stronger. I feel like she's probably got some counter moves, so, but that's true, actually. I'm guessing you have the ability that you want. What's it called? Stamina. The Desert Resort was low-key scary when you were little? I don't know, I always thought it was cool. Personally. Desert Resort is like a good desert area. I think. It's easy to like make a desert area really boring and bland. But I think the Desert Resort does it well. It's also like a proper, like, big open area that you can explore wherever you want. Which I think is really cool about it as well. I feel like there are a lot of routes like that in Black and White, but there aren't many routes in Pokemon in general that end up being like that, or like areas. Alright. At 400 shiny, you will, IDK, wait. Alright, the message is gone. You'll eat a shoe or something. Well, keep your shoes on. Because, probably not. Again, I don't think we're getting the shiny anytime soon. We could bet on it till the cows come home. And I guess maybe you would be right in the end, just to the sheer quantity of guesses. But... have I played the Paper Mario series? I have not. It looks cool, but I've not got round to it yet. Who knows, maybe someday. Maybe I'll do it on stream or something. Yeah, it was cool, but like, there are people running around the sunken castle thing was pretty weird, you know? Oh, Yamask, that's true. Yeah, Yamask I feel like is like a can of worms of its own, honestly. Not as big of a can of worms as Phantom, though. What the fuck's up with Phantom? Even with the experience thing in Gen 5. You feel like you get the experience, the most experience of all the gens. I think Gen 5's got one of the better experience balances, right? I don't know if they've continued doing it like that, but I know Gen 5 and 7 used an experience system that meant, like, you get a lot more experience for beating a Pokemon higher level than you, and, like, beating Pokemon lower level than you get, like, pittance. You'd rush to the fossils every time, and just get out ASAP, trying not to fall into the pits. You see, you probably ended up creating a self-fulfilling prophecy there. Because running over the pits made you fall in, didn't it? Didn't it? Alright. Alex, saying the makes you sound like a Reggie. Are you implying that the Reggies noises of them key smashing? Does Reggie Gigas is gay? Wait, what? Wait, what? Reggie Gagas? Exactly. Exactly. Precisely that. Right. It's like when you mash the keyboard and either gay or cock come out. Cock? Comes out of your keyboard? Alright. I don't know, I'm trying to remember if I found any areas of Pokemon, like, explicitly scary when I was younger. I feel like I probably did, because I was, like, a very, like, frightenable child, you know? I remember when I watched the 2012 movie, I had nightmares for weeks about the world flooding. Like, I couldn't go to sleep because I was scared of 2012. And let's keep in mind that that movie came out in 2009. So I was, like, 8. I also mentioned that every rat is shiny tube because of the light blue filter. I mean, there'll be no sparkle, so... Wait, will there be? I don't think so. I don't think there will be. I think it'll just pop out. Man, you read an article about the whole Lavender Town theme when you were like 8. I don't think I had that much access to the internet at that age, honestly. My parents were pretty good with me and the internet. And additionally, I think I was, like, not nosy enough to look into the corners that, like, you wouldn't want a child looking in. Like... Wait, how old was I in 2009 to 2012? Well, 2009, I was 8. Because I was born in 2001, which means that I am year minus 2001. Because that's how ages work. I was gonna be like, I am the year minus 1, but then I was like, but I'm not 2022. I'm not 22 either, I'm still 21. My birthday is in... 20 days? Wait, okay, so 7, 14, 20 days. My birthday's in 20 days. So I'm almost 22. That's a good year. 2001 is a good year. Shrek came out that year. Oh, actually, you're the same age as me for the next 20 days. And then I will be mature again. Old again. Then again, Rob is older than me. So... You do not have any access to the internet. You live in rural Italy. And don't have Wi-Fi yet. Didn't. I read that in present tense and got baffled. Who the fuck is Rob? What do you mean, who the fuck is Rob? He's always in chat. He's not in chat at the moment, but... He often is. He's like... I think he's probably one of my oldest community members. So obviously, like, Finn is... Okay, no. Kai and Platt are technically older community members, because they found out I was streaming before I told them I was streaming, and Kite made an alt to, like, come into my stream. Oh, I thought you were talking about someone in, like, my family. No. No. When you turn the next age, we must see a green beard. No, I don't grow it out that long. It is still just whiskers. But yeah, Rob's definitely up there with like the length of time a lot of people have been in my community. Melon's been around as well. Been around a while as well. I can't remember which series, Melon, you started coming to chat in. I know you were there for the X and Y hardcore, because I named that goal after you. You'll be there also when I blow up. I hope I don't blow up. I don't want to explode. Exploding doesn't sound like a fun experience. I'd rather all my organs stay nice and inside my body, and not over the walls around me. Exploding kittens, but with me, which is very different, because I'm a tiger, not a cat. That's a good experience, Voltorb approves. I feel like Voltorb's opinion isn't quite as valid on this one, I'm gonna be real, Melon. Talking about Kitty, how is Kitty? She is doing better. She is off the painkillers now. However, she is not off the antibiotics. And my hand is suffering for that. Because, I have to hold her, and she does a good job at ripping it apart. A very good job at ripping it apart. But I wore a glove today. She's on the bed right now, actually. Just vibing. I'm not sure if she's becoming wise to... Knew it. I'm not sure if she's becoming wise to, like, when we're gonna pick her up or not. Or if she's just enjoying the nice weather at the moment. Because, like, when it's time to give her her, like, morning one, she's always outside. So we can't get her. 425 shiny, then you can go to sleep. Understandable. I hope you do, like, wish you to sleep that. But I'm gonna also wish it now. I hope you get a good sleep when you do go off. Off the painkillers? Yeah, she was on painkillers because she was in pain. Because she was ill. It was one of those, like, pet medications. This will be relatable if you've, like, been in the vet room with, like, a pet. At any point before now. But it's, like, one of the medications where they're like, this isn't technically approved for animals, but it's basically good for animals. I remember, you've never seen a pet have painkillers? Huh. I mean, like... Maybe it is rarer than I thought, but... Sometimes they'd be in pain and you want to help manage that, so, you know, they'll eat. because she wasn't eating, probably because she was in pain. Basically, every kind of medicine that's is them is the same, but costs 100 times less because it's not animal specific or whatever. Oh, really? That's interesting. I didn't ever think it'd be that way around. I would have assumed human medicine would have been more. Although, I guess that might be true across the pond. But yeah, I remember a ginger cat I had when I was younger. I remember when I got him specifically because I got into the car. My mother turned to me and was like, "Cahir, we're gonna go and get a kitten today." And like it was like in my first week of secondary school as well. Like I was in like year 7. It was like within the first week, and she turned to me and was like, "We're gonna go and get a kitten." And this one basically sat on my lap the whole time, so he picked him, and he was very loving. He also had a skin condition that meant whenever he got like a small cut, like the scabs would grow to like massive sizes. Like I don't know how he kept on skinning the back of his like ankles. You know, like cat ankles are really high up. But he'd always have like these just massive scabs on the back of them. Graphic, I apologize. But he always had to wear a comb because of it. And basically to like keep this under control, he was on human steroids. Poor kid indeed. He was such a lovely cat though. He was a very, very kind cat. Like very much the kind of cat who didn't have like a single favorite in the family. And was always keen to bash his head into the nearest person. It's definitely not as rare as you're not getting over the fact Fantina's Miss Magius from Platinum is so stupid. I'm gonna be honest, Melon. I appreciate that you replace all your I appreciate that you replace all your swears with Melon. I think that's a very defining character trait. But writing Fantina's Melon, I'm sure you can start to see what that reads as. But yeah, fully evolved Pokemon in the 3rd gym. I mean, what's it called? Maylene has a fully evolved Pokemon in the 3rd gym in Diamond Pearl. Because she has Lucario. Just beat the Miss Magius. Simple. You get Bite. Eat it. Eat the Miss Magius. Fantina's melons are fully evolved though. Quite. Glad the pennies dropped. Or I guess the melons dropped. Alright. I've always heard that in this song. I've never heard it myself. I feel like I should keep my ears out more for it though. But apparently you can like hear the guy who's like doing it like breathing in between him like playing the instrument, which I find really cool. All right. That's what it means? Are you joking? Tozabeku, whoever created that melon is a thing that you'll not say. I mean, like, I feel like in general contexts, it's fine, you know? Everybody knows what you mean. It's just funny when you pair it immediately after the name of, after Fantina's name. Because it very much did just immediately read as you talking about her boobs. Also, you finished Breath of the Wild yesterday. Hell yeah! Did you enjoy it? How was it? Everybody hates the Dark Beast Ganon boss fight. Personally, I think it's fun. It feels like a nice victory lap, basically. It's like a victory lap boss fight, you know? I guess like a lot of video game fans are used to like the second phase of the boss fight being harder, but it never really felt like it was meant to be the second phase of the boss fight as much as like a final like hurrah, you know? I just only regret that I never got there on my most recent Breath of the Wild playthrough because I gave up. Alright. You triple shot Ganon to death with all 75 bomb arrows and the triple bow thingy. I think that's the best way, isn't it? The greatest way to take down Ganon is that or, like, Master Sword Beams. Speaking of Cat, she has, awoken from her slumber and is now wandering around my legs looking for attention. This is the most kindly response than throwing a brick melon. Have you considered throwing a melon instead? Or would that be like throwing an infant? I am giving her the attention, do not worry. I am trying to do this one-handed now, because I'm trying to give her pats. Okay. You have a good sleep, huh? She did. It's funny because she's definitely the kind of cat to like snuggle up very tight, you know, like orb herself when she's sleeping. But at the moment it is too hot for her to do that. Well, too hot. So long, hello, how goes it? I hope your week's been going well so far. Hope it's gotten off to a good start. That's a good idea. Throws an infant at the person. Oh no. You'll now go to sleep, but don't do naughty stuff with the one hand. I'm petting my cat. And I see through your lies also. But get a good night's sleep. I hope you have a great sleep. Alright. Which lies? You know the ones. Alright. Alright. Yeah, the shiny hunting's going well. We are well into the hunt now. Look, I just suggested you draw Lucamine because I have a very limited pool of characters that I'm like, you know? I'm not backing down. I have nothing to be ashamed of. That was something you didn't need to hear. Look, she asked me. Alright. Anyway. Cat has now made her way to the windowsill to observe the garden. Like the ceaseless watcher she is. I swear, if there's a window, she'll look out it. What was it called? At the vet's, she was looking out the hamper, out the vet window. Like, if there's a window nearby, she'll just sit there staring outside. It's honestly kind of adorable. She is a big fan. Oh, goodbye, Alex. Hope you get a good sleep. All right. I'm going to take a drink quickly. Though I like holiday vacations. You're going on one tomorrow, and you freaking hate them. So much prep, just for you to go on a 5-hour car journey, some shitty rural area in a foreign country. That is a fair take. I don't know. I tend to I tend to like them. Because it's nice to, like, get a break from the UK for me, I think. But, like, I often end up going to somewhere hot with, like, a pool to swim in. And a town nearby to, like, eat at. So I guess, like, the flavor of vacation often changes, like, the experience had, you know? And mine are very often, like, vibe for summer vacations. To be honest, you don't see the attraction of Lusamine. You think she's a good character, but you don't see the appeal. I'm just gonna say fair and move on. Actually, I'm gonna point everybody towards the short I posted with her in it. Oh, I've gone too far! I went too far! That's the problem with your holidays. It's the same thing. It's always in Europe. You'd love to go somewhere in Asia or America. But there's younger, more important people in your family, so you can't go there. Oh, that's a shame. Hopefully you can someday. Yeah, most of the time, I end up going somewhere in Europe. But occasionally we, go somewhere else. Like, Christmas, about half a decade ago, we went to Australia. Because, we've got a ton of, like, family and family friends in Australia. And obviously Australia's, like, a faraway place. So we can't go there often. But, like, it's nice to, like, go there on occasion to catch up with everybody, all in one fell swoop. Right. That is just gross. I mean, yeah, that's honestly why I try to, put a break on... What was it called? The horny. So I know not everyone appreciates it. And I don't... Like, a lot of VTubers build their brand around being horny, and I'm just not that kind of person at all. Like, there are the characters that I do find attractive and whatnot, but, like, I don't want to be one of the kind of people whose, like, whole brand revolves around the fact that, like... Yeah, like, yeah. Not slating people who do, of course. It's just not, like, a thing I really want to define myself by. I'd rather there be... better things. You don't appreciate horniness because you don't feel any romantic feelings or any of that sort of. That's understandable as well. Yeah, that's fair. Not Cahir Simps. Is that the name of the short? It is quite, isn't it? Or is it a different short, that one? Did that one do well? I can't remember. I think it did okay. Right. The similar themed Mount Morio one is above it. Mount Wario? I'd love to. Sometimes I wonder if I should clip that more. But... You obviously have a 3DS, yeah? Wait, when did I suggest you didn't? Once per Mario Kart Monday. Oh, I should clip it. I should clip the one from the last stream to post for the new stream. What the melon is Mount Wario? Some kind of knockoff Mount Wario game? No, it's the Mario Kart track. One of, like, the most popular ones from 8 and 8 Deluxe. Alright. Could we do something with an Executor for SOS? Wait, what do you mean an Executor for SOS? Is there, like, some Executor SOS method? I think... I always use Tapu Koko myself, because it has Thunder Wave, Full Swipe, and can one-shot most Pokemon. Also, your name is in the thumbnail 2 in the same week. You're so in the Cabrit card. I think I noticed that as I was doing them, honestly. I was like, wait a minute, wasn't Felix him on, like, 2 days ago? You got a lot of screen time. Although, was one of them for the Slugma Balls, or was that a different one? What can I say? It was a good week for you. No! Because I know I clipped that one. You mean Frisk Executor? Isn't that item detection? A dude named Electro King just donated 500 quid to Iona. Where's your money? I mean, I guess it's the prize money from beating her, right? Something about the National Emergency Alarm, then Mario Kart related. Ah, of course. Because, your family are on the wrong phone network, and the government don't deem them worth saving, apparently. Alright. I'll harvest and skill swap. I'll harvest for the Oran berry, I guess. Or like leper berry, sorry, not Oran, leper berry. You spent 24 hours trying to find a Rookidee and one no shiny. That is not fun. In Scarlet Violet or Sword and Shield? Alright. Do 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 do. Right. Let's... Why did it say 24 hours? It's meant to say 14 hours. Ah, Anderson Shield. Ah, okay, fair enough. I was going to say, because if it was in Scarlet Violet, that would have been ridiculously unlucky. I'm not sure if you can hear the cat in the background, but she is being loud. Missy? Yeah. Alright. You're the unlucky shiny collector. When you don't shiny hunt, you basically find almost all of your shinies you got. And when you do, you don't. It's ridiculous. No, I feel that. I used to, I think I've told this a few times, but my first 2 shinies, I was shiny hunting for a different Pokemon when I found them. One was a Bunnelby in Y, and one was Latias. But it's all about persistence, I found. That's the real key to shiny hunt, is persistence. Latias from what game? Auras. I got the Eon ticket. So I went over to get the Latias, and it was shiny. And then, about 5 seconds later, I saw a deer get hit by a car. So that was an eventful trip. It wasn't even that long of a car journey. It was like a 20-minute car journey. A deer get hit by a car. A deer ran out across the road and a car coming the other direction slammed into it. It was quite horrifying, really. Hopefully the deer is okay. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I think this was almost a decade ago. How long did deer live? How long do deer live? 6 years. Well, it was definitely more than 6 years ago, I'll say that much. So... I just reset way too early. Okay. What are those really huge deer-like animals that can destroy cars and stuff? Moose? You thinking of the moose? The Canadian moose? I assume they're more than just Canada if they're called the Canadian moose. But... why do you always have to jinx yourself? I mean... I was talking about auras, so you probably could have assumed it was a while ago at that point. And unfortunately, some creatures just don't have the longest lifespans in it. I mean, insects, they live for like 2 years tops, right? Like, they spend most of their lives as like larvae. Then they like unlarvaify and spend like a week trying to have sex. As much sex as possible before they die. Alright. Glad we don't have to deal with things like that here. What, moose? Mooses? Meese? Meese? Is it a meese? Is meese the plural? If meese isn't the plural, it should be. But yeah, probably good, honestly. They do seem large. They have cool antlers, though. I'll give them that. There's mayflies or whatever that live for a day, exactly. Bugs are not fortunate in the lottery of life. It's M-ice, not meese. I was thinking more like meese, like geese. You know? That was like my train of thought with it. Because moose and goose is spelt the same. You guess, you mean you geese. Alright, here's a thought. This like is more of a 2 weeks ago event, but I'm gonna bring it up now. When you guys think of like the professor greeting screen, what color do you think the background is? Well, Missy gave her opinion, so you will have to guess yours. Falls over to the floor after hearing geese. I mean, they are very troublesome. You saw a hedgehog for the first time in years the other day? Hell yeah. Wait, yeah, I haven't seen a hedgehog in years. How have I not seen a hedgehog in so long? Huh. Wait, you know about McFlurries, right? So, McDonald's, yeah? Their McFlurry lids, for the longest time, was basically designed to kill hedgehogs. Not deliberately, but it was the perfect shape for them to crawl inside of, lick all the ice cream, and then try to pull their heads out of, but they couldn't. Because of the spines. And obviously you'd think, oh, well that's fine. They can just be like, oh, we'll remove the lids, or redesign the lids. Removing the lids would be really damn easy to do, but guess what they didn't do? They didn't remove the lids. They were like, no, we're not going to compromise on this. For no reason. We'll just let the hedgehogs die. And that's fucked up. Unprovoked. McFlurries don't have lids anymore, though. They don't. They don't. They've now removed the lids. But for, like, a time, they weren't going to. And those lids aren't there anymore because it killed hedgehogs. You're not a McDonald's worker? Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, because you're the burger. I get it. Oh, this were better though? What, Felix? You like watching hedgehogs die? Huh? Is that it? You a hedgehog murderer, Felix? SMH my head. But yeah, as I was saying, Felix says blue, which is fair, which I think is the background in diamond, but for some reason I just imagined Juniper in front of, like, the golden background, like oak, and oak in heart gold, and rowan in platinum. So I made the thumbnail like that anyway. Even though it's fundamentally incorrect. Let me look away for a minute. Oh no. Here's the question, what Pokemon will we all be? I feel like I'm kind of locked into Incineroar, huh? It's like the only Tiger Pokemon, other than, like, Raikou. I associate Juniper with the orange color background. Same! Wait, but she's always in front of, like, black and white, or... I think in Black and White 2, it's like orange and white and blue and black. I wonder where that comes from. She's fundamentally not in front of it. Now, say the full evolution of the grass starts from Gen 9. No, but they're cats and I'm a tiger. So that wouldn't make sense. Oh, what's this final evolution's name again? Meowscarada. I completely forgot. Tigers just bigger cats? No, they're not. They're closer to pumas. No, wait, panthers. Yeah. Pretty sure that's it. I mean, I know that's it. So I'm intelligent. We need a water dark catfish starter. I don't know, I feel like we're getting, like, to the point of too many on the water dark starters. Like, I think a third one would become a crowd. You know? What Pokemon would you be? I think everybody knows Melon. It's Melon. You'd be a Melon. Alright. Up, 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 up. Okay. You want to be a Luxray? Luxray is cool, to be fair. A Melon is not a Pokemon yet. Make that comment again in 2026. Regional Applin, exactly. Exactly. Regional Applin, but it's inside a melon. Alright. What apple? But it's already in the apple. Why would a regional Applin still be in an apple? I mean banana, okay. That's a fair take. Pineapple more, like, that's actually a good point. Pineapplin. What would it evolve into, then? Would it still be, like, Flapple and, like, Appleton, where it's, like, a pineapple? Upside down cake! It could be it would be upside down cake! Like, Appleton, but it's, like, upside down cake ton. That would be cool, actually. I would want to see that. That's a cool idea. Maybe it would be, like, on its back, because it's an upside-down cake. And, like, it would have, like, pineapple hooves. You don't like its lack of arms, but ignore how Superior is your favourite starter. You say that. Superior has arms. It's got arms. The little leaves, they're meant to be arms. I don't think anyone ever saw them as arms. Don't, like, immediately default to Felix's favourite starter when he's already said Luxray. I'm guessing you're going to say Golett or Golurk, because of the, I remember you saying you liked them a lot in XY. Alright. I should probably maybe, like, delay my reaction time a bit, because I feel like I'm gonna reset at this rate. So I'm starting to do it as, like, the moment the Minccino comes out. But, like, if I do it then I'm more likely to fuck up and accidentally reset over the shiny. And if I do that, I'll cry. Real human tears. As opposed to the tears of anything else. Alright. Now we're at 500 encounters. I'm gonna go to the toilet quickly. I will be right back, but make sure to stay tuned, because after I am back, we'll be continuing on with the hunt. So yeah, I will be right back. And we are back. Hopes. Dreams. Crazy how, like, a big mechanic of Gen 5 was just kind of shut down because the internet service was shut down. Like, they're, like, big advertising on the Dreamworld in the opening, but the Dreamworld just stopped because it was an internet service. And that's always wild to me. Did any of you guys actually, like, participate in Dreamworld? Because I never did. I never participated in it. I don't know if I should have or what. But, like, I never ended up participating in Dreamworld stuff. But it's kind of whack to me that, like, it existed, and then it doesn't exist anymore because they took it down. Because they didn't want to pay for an internet service forever. So, like, a big, like, mechanic of Gen 5 was just stopped. It's just kind of whack to me that, you know? Surprising. Ugh. Right. I'm going to take a drink quickly. You guys make sure you're all staying hydrated as well. What? Alright. I thought I was doing such a big brain move with that bottle. But, like, it's becoming annoying to wash at this point, because it's got so many nooks and crannies that you have to, like, wash. That, like, I'm starting to wonder if I've made a misstep with this bottle in particular. I guess I'll find out later down the line. I've only had it for, what, like 6 months so far? It's kind of whack that I've been green for 6 months to this point, though. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, it feels like it's not been much time, but it feels like it's been a lot of time at the same time, you know? Like, you ever, like, think back to an event, and it seems so long ago, but then you think to before the event, and all of a sudden the event seems, like, really recent? You guys ever have that? I don't know, I have it quite a lot, I think, with, like, just a lot of things. Do you ever miss the orange? I liked the orange design. Like, I'm still a big fan of that design. But, like, thinking back to, like, then when I was just always worried about, like, misrepresenting my lore and stuff. And it was kind of annoying to be like, grr, dragons, all the time. So it's... being green has its benefits. I'm also a bigger fan of this overlay. Like, my old overlay was alright, but I think this one is a lot better done. Like, after I realized it was weird to have my model so small on the screen, like, I started, like, making it bigger, which meant that my head was covering the chat box. But then that's weird, because, like, why am I covering the chat box? Another chat box is down there, by my arm. And I guess, like, there's less message space in it now. Like, sometimes someone will type a really long message in, and, like, it's just the bottom of that message. But, I think it still works better as a chat box than the one where my head was just in the way. How long did I stream on Twitch? I guess my point just got made. How long did I stream on Twitch before I started on YouTube? It was just over a year. So, again, I started in January of 2021. And then it was May 9th of 2022 that I switched. So just under a year and a half. So I had a lot of time on Twitch. And in fact, I think more of my career has been on Twitch than YouTube. Yeah, no. More of my career has been on Twitch than YouTube at this point still. But, I think that'll have changed by the end of the year. I'll have longer been a YouTube streamer. Which will be whack. I was just getting into the song now. I'm kind of betrayed, honestly. Are we like unshuffled again or what? No, we're still shuffled. Yeah. Oh, when I went to the toilet, I called down to my dad because we're gonna have to do her medication after I finish streaming. And like, she realized what that meant and went straight under the bed. Like, she's becoming wise to what's going on. She understands. Stop scrounging. Like, she understands how to scrounge for food. Little creature. So, like, she does this thing where she, like, kind of sniffs around, like, by my desk. Because she knows sometimes I'll eat stuff at my desk and there'll be crumbs on the floor for her to eat. Because she's greedy like that. But this has, like, gotten to the point where, like, sometimes I'll just see her eating fluff, you know? Like, there'll just be a bit of fluff on the floor and she eats it. Now, this came... Now, this came to a head. This came to a head when... What was it called? When we were at the vets, and she just ate something off the floor there. I don't know what she ate off the floor there, but she sniffed at something and she ate it. Off the vet's floor. God knows what that was. It could have been some, like, dirt that the vet bought in on their shoe. I just reset multiple times in a row. That the vet bought in off their shoe. It could have been... something like another animal that bought in off their shoe. It could have been some... Who knows what it was? But she ate it. And I'm just concerned why she did that. Like, it's been a few weeks since then, and she's seemingly fine. So, like, fundamentally, I don't think it was anything bad, but it's the principle that counts. I guess animals can be funny like that, though. Like, when we used to have multiple cats in the house, it wasn't a rare occurrence to see, like, leftover sick. You know what? I feel like we're getting to the point of, like, discussions that no one actually wants to have. So there's a Donkey Kong TV show? There is! There is a Donkey Kong TV show. I vividly remember that frame of Donkey Kong. I don't know if it's, like, if he's been edited to have a fatter ass, but, like, he's got, like, one finger up and he's like, you may slap it once. And, like, dude, I would break that rule. I'm sorry, Donkey Kong. So yeah, as I was saying earlier, I don't want to make my brand entirely off of being horny. I think, like, most media properties have had TV shows at this point. Yeah, it's a Donkey Kong TV show, and I hate hearing Banana Slammer. Or I guess Banana Slammer, because they're trying to rhyme it, I assume. Yeah, I've not seen much of it. I think I've seen a few, like, frames and vague memes. But yeah, I feel like most properties have had, like, TV shows. There was a Kirby TV show. There was, of course, the original Mario Super Show. There was that Legend of Zelda TV show, but I don't think it lasted that long. Like, I think most video games dabbled in having a TV show for at least a bit. Some shows more successfully, like, Sonic having a lot, and then the Pokemon anime, of course, just doing really well. Hopefully they're trying to rhyme instead of creating a stupid hero catchphrase for Donkey Kong. I think they're still trying to do that, but... They gotta have a catchphrase, you know? Gotta go fast. Let's go. I committed credit card fraud. All that kind of stuff, you know? Bunch of different catchphrases from many different sources. Right. Please make it not stupid. And like, why Banana Slammer? Banana Slammer. Like, that's stupid. Bananas are cool, actually. Don't slate bananas. Let's get some love for bananas in chat right now. Let's go some banana love. Who doesn't love a good banana? They've, like, got wrapping on themselves. I think that we should genetically engineer bananas so we can just use their banana skin instead of plastic. You know? The first DK episode is cursed. I mean, it seems like very dated animation. You like bananas, but you hate hearing Banana Slammer. You're not going to use a banana hammer to hit a crocodile with steel for its belly. Yeah, it would split, wouldn't it? Did that go up? I think that went up. Alright. You mean DK's here? What do you mean? Alright. Oh, hair. DK's here to make your life miserable. No, DK's cool. I liked him in Mario movie. I like the part where Donkey Kong's like being all insecure about his father, and then Mario's like, man, I kind of relate to that, dude. Maybe we're not so different. And then Donkey Kong turns around and is like, your father should hate you, you fucking asshole. Like, just completely uncalled for. Honestly, Donkey Kong and Mario should have been the endgame, not Mario and Peach. Right. Did they ever update the credits to credit the guy who made the DK rap? I hope they did, because it was fun that it was in the film. Like, I think Mario movie was like... No, I think Detective Pikachu is fundamentally a better film than Mario movie, but I feel like they both kind of scratched the itch of very clearly being love letters to the franchises that they're based upon. I hope we get another Pokemon movie soon, though. Haven't seen the Mario movie, but heard a great praise, which is a surprise since Illumination has a track record of movies that are not great. I can imagine Nintendo being very down their throats about it, though. Like, they don't want another, like, movie that's like the live-action one. They don't want a film that's gonna get, like, bad reviews with, like, their name on it. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, the original script did a bunch of, like, fart jokes and dumb references and whatnot. And Nintendo turned around and were like, no, don't you fucking dare do this. You know? If they were even allowed to do a test script without Nintendo breathing down their necks all the same. The draft script. But, like, I think Nintendo are probably very, like, careful with it. It honestly surprises me that they had pop songs in it. Like, that's a surprising thing that they actually got in. I wonder if it was, like, time constraint, like, they couldn't get, like, actual tracks in there. Or if, like, Illumination are under some contract to put in pop music, or they just decided to. Because it did take me out of it a bit when just Take On Me starts playing, you know? Like, yeah. To be fair, though, it's funny because, like, wait, yeah, Nintendo must have karate chopped Illumination's neck to make them actually work to make a good movie. Let's just hope they learn from the Mario movie and make good movies. But it's Illuminations. They were close, I think. Because, like, Despicable Me, the first one, is a good film. I think this is, like, a much more common opinion nowadays. Like, the first Despicable Me is actually, like, a pretty good movie. You know? Easily, like, one of Illumination's... Easily Illumination's best. And I think everybody agrees on this. But it feels like they're just so content with pumping out mediocrity. It's kind of a shame. But I think at day's end, putting stock in, like, movie franchises and shit just doesn't work. Yeah, Despicable Me is a great movie, and you like Rise of Gru. Arthur, I've not actually seen it. I wasn't... Rise of Gru was interesting, because I didn't know if it was legitimately good or not. Even though there were just a bunch of, like, people joking about going to see it. Like, that film probably got, like, a lot better... Like, a decent chunk more income because of the memes about, like, teenagers going to see it in suits. Even though, fundamentally, a lot of those groups probably ruined the viewing experience for, like, a mother and her kids. But yeah, the first Despicable Me, it's probably because they want a quick buck. I mean, yeah, more or less. They know, like, they can make movies cheaply, and they'll get the money from it. But I guess it is what it is. I think nowadays it's just much worth... It's, like, hard to say, like, oh, just don't care about the bad movies. But, like, fundamentally, I think a lot more people should try to put their energy towards media they're, like, interested in, rather than media they're not. Like, not everybody needs to be some kind of critic. Interact with media that you want to. Unless you run, like, a YouTube review channel. Or you deliberately, like, want to hate watch something, I guess. But I don't think the whole internet needs to gain a brand new opinion of hatred whenever a new Illumination film comes out. Or whenever Pixar puts out another mid-film. Because there's still good shit out there to watch. Like Cocaine Bear. The time you went to see Rise of Gru was actually when you basically want, your entire tutor to go to cinema for getting high merits. Oh, hell yeah, that's fun. Did you go in suits? I'm interested to see what the reception to Barbie is going to be like, because I feel like there are going to be more memes about it. Because it's like... The thing with Rise of Gru was... There were a few memes bubbling under the surface about going to see it before. Yeah, there are a few memes about going to see it, like, bubbling under the surface before, of, like, people, like, doing, like, memes with, like, a muscular, just generic Chad guy being like, oh, 2 tickets to see Rise of Gru, please, you know? And, like, Barbie's seeing a similar thing, where people are being like me going to see the Barbie movie to take Ryan Gosling's personality, Ken personality. I feel like we're going to see a lot of memes about the Barbie movie when it comes out. Everyone will make a meme out of everything, to be honest. I feel like that is definitely, like, a way people are... It's a way a lot of people consume media nowadays. Is by, like, making a meme of it. Because a meme is a good way to express enjoyment for something. Okay, now, how am I trying to say this? People like bonding with other people over shared interests. And memes are like the ultimate way... Not the ultimate, but memes are a good way of doing that. Because if you, like, make a funny haha about something you like, other people who like that thing will find the meme and find it funny. And they'll share it, you know? Which means that you're not really having a conversation about the thing. You probably haven't drummed up any kind of conversation about the thing. But fundamentally, you're having a positive interaction with other people who like the thing. About the thing. Yeah. And that's why when things come out, there are often memes about it. And then sometimes people just do it to, like, cut out the whole... oh, I want to bond with you over this thing, and just do it because it's funny, you know? Like the whole absurdity of going to see what is fundamentally a kid's movie that's probably going to be quite shit in a suit. Remember this meme about Porygon getting banned from the anime? Because of the episode that was Pikachu's fault, and Porygon was just the scapegoat, which was sad because of it. What do you mean remember this meme about a fact that happened? That's not a meme, that's just an event. That's just something that occurred. Or are you saying there was a meme painting Pikachu in a bad light? Because of the fact it was his Thunderbolt. You just remember me, but okay. But yeah, I just think like memes are a big way people use to like bond with others these days. Comedy's always been something that kind of brings people together. Which very much means like the internet was always gonna try to rely on comedy quite heavily, because you can't really like make an in-depth and strong friendship with someone by them reading your tweet, you know? But if that tweet is funny, then you elicit an emotional response out of them and form a connection quicker, even if that connection is just, wow, that was a pretty funny joke, you know? And that's why people like The Class Clown are so memorable, because of the humor they make. I'm probably doing a really shit explanation of psychology. I don't know if Finn's in chat right now. Wait, no, she's philosophy. How did I make that mistake? Philosophy and psychology are basically the same thing anyway. Because you can tell a lot about someone's psychology from their philosophy. You like memes, but you don't memes of everything. I don't know, again, I feel like it's just how people interact with media these days. You're probably the only one in chat that says, please don't mention view count. I don't really like view count being mentioned on stream. Especially when it's low, because it just makes me, you know, think, it's easy to, like, go into a doom spiral over view count. I realized that early on in streaming. Is when view count's on stream, and, like, the view count goes down, you're immediately like, what am I doing wrong, you know? I mean, like, there's no point in deleting the message at this point, because I've already seen it. I'm just saying, like, no need for that in the future. Like, I maintain that, like, if you want to stream, best bit of advice I can give you, as a hobby or for a career, just cover the view count. Don't look at the view count. Looking at the view count will only negatively impact you. You're back. Welcome back, Felix. Soft parenting your rabbit. I think you got the words the wrong way around. Parenting your soft rabbit. But yeah, the issue with, like, streaming in general is there are always, like, numbers. And of course, the higher numbers, you start to quickly attribute to your worth. Like, to a stream's worth. To how good a stream actually was, even if that doesn't factor into it. So, my biggest recommendation is, if there's a number that you can cover it. The best case scenario for streaming is just to vibe. You're gonna go au revoir? Understandable, Melon. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Really, cat? She's probably upset because the cat flap shut. Because I got the cat flap shut. Deliberately. I ordered it. I called the order, Missy. I betrayed you. I did. Yeah. I hope you could hear all that. But yeah, I added some Breath of the Wild music to the soundtrack. Not any Tears of the Kingdom music, but then again, there aren't that many new Tears of the Kingdom tracks that would, like, fit in this case. But yeah, I think she's grumpy because the cat flap shut. Right. I think I'm gonna go to 570 because that's like around 300 encounters today. Which is impressive in considering... Yeah, we're well over where we were last stream. I don't know if I streamed for less time last stream or something, but... Probably a good idea to, like, try to cut it off a bit earlier as well, because the cat is clearly getting antsy that she can't go outside at the moment. Yeah. She had to, punctuate my point there. Seven and 9 sub buying. Good luck. Understandable, Brugger. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Or great night's sleep. Anyway, I think that was Felix who said 555, right? I mean, like, those parents who believe their children can never do anything wrong and let them do whatever they want. Oh, soft parenting. That's fair. Your rabbit can't do anything wrong. You're right. You're 100% correct. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. In fact, you should give your rabbit a treat right now. I was going to say a carrot, but aren't carrots not actually good for rabbits, and that was just a Bugs Bunny thing? Like, Bugs Bunny single-handedly made carrots become associated with rabbits, even though there was no association before that point, and they're not entirely good for rabbits. Like cheese for mice. I feel like those are good examples to pull out whenever people try to say, like, media doesn't impact the real world. Because it does. Missy is just wandering around the room, headbutting random objects. Like bread for seagulls. Wouldn't that more be ducks? Because I feel like people don't... Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like people don't feed seagulls. Seagulls feed themselves. Except that one guy who feeds a seagull, like, a whole fish. Because he trained it to come inside his, like, apartment through the window. Right through the through the window at the top. And, like, he like, just feeds it, like, whole fish. And it just fucking wolfs them down like crazy. It's wild. Crazy stuff. That seagull. I also just remembered that one video of the guy who trained a seagull to, like, dance and just made it go, like... It's kind of crazy. I might send that to the chat later, actually. To the Discord. It's just a good video. Like, that seagull was dancing. Like, actually just dancing. It's wild. Alright. Alright then. Yeah, we'll do 9 more encounters, I think, and then I will call it a day. Good progress, though. I mean, yeah, like, I'm probably on 2 long-haul hunts right now. Which is why I like to alternate more as well. Because, like... if I'm on, like, a really long hunt, you know, I'll get bored of it. But if I'm on, like, 2 really long hunts, then they'll both take a lot longer. But there'll be more variety in what I'm doing. If that makes sense? Like, it's another reason why I don't just shiny hunt as well. Because I feel like I'd get bored doing that. I also feel like just shiny hunting isn't really a sustainable meta for streaming anymore. I don't know, maybe I'm incorrect on that, but I feel like you hear a lot less about people who just shiny hunt these days in comparison to, like, the mid-2010s. Like, a lot of people got big off of just shiny hunting back then, but, like, nowadays I feel like it's a lot less of a thing, you know? Like, you hear about someone who doesn't normally shiny hunting. But you don't really hear about someone who only shiny hunting, if that makes sense. Right. I keep on thinking of more long-haul hunts to do, which probably isn't the smartest idea. Because, like, I know what hunt I'm going to do after this, but, like, this is probably going to take a hell of a long time. And then the hunt that I want to do after this is going to take longer. Haven't picked up Violet in weeks. I mean, that's fair. I feel like if I didn't stream, I probably wouldn't be playing Scarlet and Violet, like, at all at the moment. I probably would have had, like, a few-week window after the game's released, where they were all I did, and I just shiny hunted like for ages. And I probably would have picked up, like, you know, 2 boxes full of shinies because of it. I mean, maybe, actually. You can't find the time. That's understandable as well. But yeah, like, my general game cycle is pour all of my time into video game, get bored of video game, find a new video game to pour all of time into. Pour all of time into video game, you know? It's not like the healthiest way of doing it. I guess that's just ADHD. And that's another reason why I like streaming. Because it really helps, like, break up the monotony of spending all of my time playing, like, a single video game, you know? Because it actually makes me do other things. These days you just play online games more. That's fair. I don't know, I do always like playing some online games with my friends. But right now I think Tears of the Kingdom is becoming one of my favourite games ever. That one. I don't know what I just did. But I did something wrong. But yeah, 570, which I dare say means I think that's about where we end it. Thank you all for coming, though. This has been a very fun one. I very much enjoyed this. This is gonna be a good hunt, I think. Even if it does end up being a long one, which I'm sure it will, because full odds, you know how it is. But yeah, I hope that everyone's had a great time as well. And I will see you all on Wednesday for the start of PokeMMO, which will be very, very cool, and I would highly recommend checking it out. But yeah, I will see you all then. The 200k encounter you did in 1 second was really impressive. Quite. Yeah, I can imagine it was. But yeah, I hope to see you all on Wednesday, and I hope you all have a great rest of your weeks as well. Goodbye, and good night.